Ooh, hello everybody. Good evening. It's technically night. Good night. And welcome to the start of a very special mini series here on Bad House RPG. My name is Aki, or Akino if you're feeling fancy, and my pronouns are she/her. And you can find me on several projects all over the Twitterverse at whatever my thing handle is. It's there or it's there. I can't see nothing right now. And for the next little while, I will be your lovely GM as we embark on a new mini-series called The Lion's Den, set in a homebrewed version of Toronto by night. And before I introduce players, I feel like I should go over the donations first. So donations, which you can find the button in the About section, um, can help our lovely players. $10 or 1,000 bits will earn a willpower reroll, and $20 or 2,000 bits will earn a flashback mechanic thingy, which I would highly recommend. You know, if you're gonna donate something, I would recommend the flashback. Flashbacks are really fun. Flashbacks are really cool if you understand the mechanic. If you don't, I will gladly explain it when it happens. But I'm just saying, flashbacks would be real great. Yeah, that's it for donations. Cool. So joining me today, we have our very lovely cast, -1. Aurora will join us next week, being fashionably late. Honestly, the perfect character to be fashionably late. We love you, Aurora, so I hope you're feeling better next week. But the rest of y'all can please tell me a bit about yourselves, your characters, and maybe one-word vibes. Let's go with Chris, my fellow Torontonian. You
Hey, the
deserve
one
to
Toronto
go first.
guy. Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Tung. By day, I am mostly known as one of the co-founders of PinkCity.ca, which is an anime gaming streetwear brand from Toronto, Canada. Toronto by night. What else do I do? I also am part of the Super Journey Dudes podcast, which is a comedy TTRPG podcast, and we're running a show right now, Blink Space Blues, which is a Cowboy Bebop Gundam inspired Lancer show. And by night, aka during this little mini series, I am playing Frankie Tomato. And if you are from the Greater Toronto area, you know exactly what I'm referring to. And a one-word vibe for Frankie would be business. Tomato, I guess. Yeah. Tomato.
It's a little bit of tomato.
Business or tomato, whichever you prefer.
Who wants to go next, or else I'll just start picking.
Fabian.
Sure, we can go that way. Hi, my name is Fabs. I run this shit. I'm a producer and also a storyteller here on Bad House RPG. You can find me on Rockets and Pens and Bad House RPG. Tonight I'm gonna be playing Chester. The vibe is tired. It's your turn, Joe. You're on the layout.
Oh, it is. That's fucking true. Hi, everybody. I'm Joseph, or Josephine, or Joe, whatever the fuck. I am Umami. I am at Scary Dog Friend, blah, blah, blah. One-word vibe for my little Malkavian freak is Leet.
Incredible. I'm still trying to figure out what that means exactly. Hello everyone, my name is C. I use they them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at PySharpArt. And tonight I have the absolute pleasure of playing Bear, who uses they, she, he pronouns. And the one word that I would use to describe Bear is bear, but in all capitals. So with that said, I'll pass it back to Aki.
Ooh, lovely. With that being said, I want to quickly go over content warnings, just because might as well. So, theme content warnings. We will have body horror with limited descriptions, blood, gore, violence, and the consumption of that as vampires. Historical information or history of the immigration in Canada, plus things that follow, such as assimilation and mistreatment, manipulation, gaslighting, perhaps some gatekeeping, definitely girl bossing, unethical medical practices, and probably NPC death. And then your like really fun stuff like kidnapping and smuggling and extortion and classism and elitism and social hierarchy and animal imagery and Christian or religious imagery. And then my favorite, feminine rage. That aside, other things that are coming out soon, emotes for this channel, they're coming out soon, yay. And speaking of soon, daylight savings is happening, I believe, like this Sunday. So as a very healthy reminder, just keep that shit on check and you won't miss anything. Do I know where we're going with this? No, I'm assuming forward. Speaking of forward, let's just start. Welcome, everyone, to Toronto by Night, the Lion's Den. Like it or not, you have been invited personally by the Baron Rosemary Santos herself to attend her favorite child's debut, or debut, hosted at the Chateau de Leon by the one and only Madam of Ceremonies herself, Marilyn Ma. Now, for some reason or the other, you are considered rich or elite, or someone who knows the rich and elite of the Kindred Society here in Toronto. The hotel itself is this grand skyscraper. Now, it's not one of the top 15 skyscrapers in Toronto by any chance, and it does, however, give the tallest skyscraper in Toronto a run for its money, having about 60, almost 60 floors, whereas the tallest has 65. So we're close, but we're not there yet. Still, this is a very modern looking building, kind of pretty much majority of it, whereas the front is bougie old Toronto. You know, like they tried to keep a lot of this older architecture intact. Everything looks a little fancier. It looks a little designer, but it also looks a little vintage, a little ooh, a little ah. And this particular night, people, specifically cars, I should say, are rolling in. Ubers, limos. I don't know why there'd be a limo in Toronto, but I've seen many unsuccessfully make turns. You know what? Ubers, like probably an abundance of Ubers. I was gonna start naming cars, but I'm like, I can't. Ubers would be all over. Your Lyft driver, your just everyone. Anything but a cab at this point, because I haven't seen a taxi cab in like 5 to 6 years.
They went extinct, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they died out. The last time I saw it was at an airport somewhere else. So, like, you know, not here. Not here in Toronto specifically. But yeah, lining up several cars in this makeshift roundabout. I say makeshift because it's not a roundabout, it's a single street. But that's not going to stop people from making illegal turns right in the middle of it. It's just a whole traffic jam in the front. But at the main entrance, entering, that's where you feel the difference. Instead of the smog, the pollution, okay, of the Toronto noise, sounds, smells, you are greeted with the air of luxury. What is the air of luxury? Have you ever walked into a designer brand store and then took a smell of all that leather and went, oh shit, and then cough a little? Nah. It's an intimidating presence, but one that you either own or you stick out like a sore thumb in the crowd. You're greeted by several dapperly dressed workers who will take your invitation, and then lead you up to where you need to be. So, before I let you introduce yourselves, I'm going to describe a little bit of what you see, as you're not arriving together unless you chose to prior to this, but you will all see the same thing. The world's longest elevator ride up, with the weekend playing on in the background. An awkward silence, probably, unless you choose to speak, before you hear a ding. You see that this elevator stops right at the top 3 floors, which would be 58, 59, 60. These 3 floors, according to your invitation, have all been booked out entirely for this party. As you exit this elevator, by the way, bougie ass elevator. It's got that nice, not perfect glass mirrors that cover everything. Not a fingerprint or smudge in sight, and if there is, there's a little bellhop in there that's ready to wipe it clean and let it go back down. It smells minty fresh. No, not minty fresh, lemony fresh. Okay, because that's the you gotta get those cleaning products, and just everything feels a little expensive to touch, but it's open to the public. As you enter, you see these grand doors. It's accompanied by patterned wallpaper of gold metalwork, which somehow makes this place look old. But then you see like a I don't know, like a vending machine. There you go. Then you see a vending machine, and it's like not even like a basic one, like that nice Japanese one. You're like, what the fuck? So it's a very weird blend of old and new, as they kind of mesh things together. But when you see the doors, now these doors are grand and golden, sort of like the gates of heaven. That's where you know the party's at. I will also say that it is, to your keen senses, you know that you cannot hear a lick of the party inside. It's actually eerily quiet as you're walking, almost like to build up tension for your arrival. These doors are indeed heavy. You will also meet an announcer who will ask the guests how they wish to be announced as they arrive into the main building. Into the main room. So, what I would like is I want y'all to roll a charisma and a skill of your choice. And that's how we're gonna determine who enters first.
My fucking dice are not anywhere near me.
Oh,
Charisma.
And then any skill that you feel suits you best. Like,
So we add those together?
yeah, and then you add those together. So the dots you have filled in to charisma, plus the dots of the skill of your choice, plus any if you have any I'm blanking. Skill? No, that is a skill.
are
Hunger?
Not hunger. Is it archetype? You know, like when you're specialty. Thank you. Yes, if you have any specialty that could, let's say, you have finance, and your specialty in finance is you own a business. I would definitely put that on there, considering you need to be of social status to be here. Now, if you want brawl, you're gonna have to you gotta tell me a little bit more about why brawl is your thing, for example. But there's a lot of things here that can work. The idea.
How about black
versus
market?
Black market? Yeah, I will allow that. You're entering a really shady place. Is the best way to put it. Rich shade.
Question. Should we roll for our rouse check for the beginning of the night to see if we get hungrier? Or do you want us to do that later?
Yeah, I'd rather it be done later. This is just you entering.
Okay.
And how you enter and how you wish to present yourself based on that's completely up to you. this roll in particular is to see who goes first, actually, and perhaps what
7.
the audience gauges from you.
7
Seven
with
there.
charisma and streetwise plus my black market.
I had an 8 with charisma and occult with
Fuck you,
blood
bitch.
sorcery.
Blood sorcery. I'll allow that. Yeah, of course I'll allow that. I feel like no blood sorcery. What are you, a vampire? Such
So
a
the amount
bad
of
joke. Don't
dots.
laugh at that.
This was my first time playing vampire, so be gentle. So the amount of dots that we have is how many dice we roll, and then
Yes.
it's also however many successes that is, which is 6 and above,
Yes.
plus the dots again. Or
So let's say you have 5 dots total.
Yeah.
You roll 5 d10s,
uh-huh.
and then you only count the 6 and above as successes. So out of 5, if you have like a 6 and a 7, those are successes. So you have 2
I have
successes.
4 successes.
Yeah, I
Eight,
went
seven, four.
charisma, intimidation. I got 1 success, so we're starting out real strong here for me.
It's not so bad. With 8 though, I believe Chester is first.
I get 8. Dang.
I rolled a crit, unfortunately. So yeah. So you want me to describe how he comes in?
Yeah, describe how do you want to be announced first and foremost, okay? Like we can't just go in some guy and then you walk in, right? You're gonna be announced to the audience, to the people here. And then of course describe yourself and describe how you carry yourself. You know, just go nuts with yourself.
Yeah. He walks in and he's not the type of person who's like very flashy. Chester is a Tremere. He is he's pretty antisocial. He doesn't like going into like huge kind of like events. Elysium is like something that he goes to just because. And he went to this because of his connection to the celebrants. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't like looking amazing. So you see that he has a custom suit where the lapels are shaped with wings. You see that he has a lapel pin of a single eye, kind of like a brooch as well, and very biblically accurate angel. He's in all white, which he's always touted that he doesn't care whether people say, hey, maybe you'll get blood on it. He's like, I know what I'm doing, is the statement that he does whenever he wears these bright colored suits that he's known for. He sports a very tired look. He's been traveling. He comes a little bit down south from New York after God knows what happened. He walks in, notices that people are going to announce him, and he just looks at the person, and in a mocking way, I guess they acknowledge the former sheriff of New York City walking into the place. He gives this kind of cape that he's wearing, and just wearing his suit with like his hair, kind of part of his hair just covering his face, just brushes off the whole pageantry and just walks towards like not the center of the room, but towards the side. And he just looks around and he knows that they're mostly kindred, so he starts taking out a cigarette and smoking as the next person enters.
The next person before we go to the next person, do you stand with your with your people, as in you would know, with having your connections with Bear and Rosemary, a few people by now. You'd recognize them by face.
Mhm.
So do you choose to stand like with them in their little area, or would you rather be off on your own?
What do you mean by people? Like other Tremere
Other-
or?
No, like other people who are employed by her, other people who are simply with her. Rosemary herself
Yeah.
is someone who really couldn't care less of what clan you came from. It's
Yeah.
you want work
Um,
and like
I
dental.
think I'll give my regards to Rosemary after things have settled, because the way that I know Rosemary, I feel like they want to witness the pageantry first before they take part in whatever business or niceties. So I'm just gonna leave it at that and then approach later.
All right, good to know. Good to know. Next person in line, that would be Umami.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I was already fucking here.
Mm.
Okay. I was making sure that all of the security was on lock, that we weren't going to get any random civilians going on. I had to make sure that Marilyn got on to the right car on time, because otherwise there's this whole cycle of making sure if she's still working on something, that driver still has other jobs that he could fucking take. So then making sure if there's an hour buffer in between, blah, 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 blah. I'm Marilyn's social media manager, aka glorified babysitter, aka incredibly overqualified for most of the work that I'm currently doing. Umami is this like messily cut, lavender-haired South Korean person with like a sleek, like red blazer with some embellishments. Like there's an interesting hood accessory moment to it, like black inside, black trousers, impressive dress shoes, but clearly looks out of place, uncomfortable, looks like cinched in certain ways, that isn't really fun for them. And also notably wearing reflective circular little sunglasses so that you are forced to look at yourself as you talk to Umami. Umami, just one of the handles that we are going with IRL, amongst many other handles that Umami has gone by. I think depending on if I see Marilyn or if Marilyn is busy, I am really just like floating around and I'm mostly just observing everyone and making sure that there's nothing about to like start fight wise, but also if there's an interesting conversation, I want to sneak in and like listen.
Good to note. Are you keeping Marilyn within like eyesight or
Yes.
eyeline? Okay. That is good. Also very.
I'm also making sure she's not talking to anybody that she should not be fucking talking to.
Absolutely, of course. You gotta keep her in check sometimes. Yes, okay, 4. Frankie, you're next.
You see, strolling up to the party, Frankie Tomato, a sleek businessman in a full white suit with a little red tie and a little red tomato pin on his lapel. With him, he's also like holding a bit of a like a little gift bag. Sleek back, silver hair. He's got sunglasses on. Kind of gives you vibes of like Wesker from Resident Evil. Kind of got that cold businessman persona. And I guess he would have asked to be introduced if there is some kind of announcement. As Frankie Tomato, CEO of Frankie Tomatoes, Toronto's beloved Italian buffet with 15 stations of the best Italian food in the city. And then also, since this is obviously a Kindred event, he would have the addition of if anyone is interested in the finest red sauce, to please contact 1-800-Frankies. I guess that would be the number. Don't call it if that's a real number. But
I hope it's not a real number.
yeah. So yeah. But yeah, some Frankie Tomato number. The real one's discontinued, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, he would ask to be announced that way. And as he kind of struts in, he kind of is like checking his phone periodically, and he's getting like notifications for his meetings and such. He would, I guess, look for Maximus to stand near and be by. But his priority at the moment would actually be looking for Rosemary, just to greet her and say hello.
Yes. Ooh, 1 second. I accidentally almost deleted my notes. This always happens.
Oh no.
So yeah, you said you want to specifically be. You're looking for Rosemary, like to talk to her? Okay,
yeah.
cool. So
but that can be at any point, yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely say that is where I guess you're positioned. Lastly, Bear.
I think a shadow kind of falls over this doorway as a giant hulking figure kind of pulls, like, I think they need to like duck a little bit to get underneath the like arch, the heavenly arch that you had mentioned earlier. As they kind of duck underneath it a little bit, put one hand up, and you see Bear, who is maybe like 6'6", right? Has built shoulders, literally built like a brick shit house in this completely sheer, like body tight suit that seems to have like black detailing, like feathers coming up from it to cover up just barely top surgery scars lining their chest, and draped over like one shoulder and falling all the way down to the floor is this giant, like deep, dark, furred cape that's just kind of slung over one shoulder and adorned with like little bits of gold chain. It's like the camera finally pans all the way up to their face. We see like a strong jaw, hair that's slicked back and shaved on the sides that seems to be dark brown but flecked with gray, and an older face for a Kindred. I think there like isn't much youth left in their face. They look like they're maybe in their late 50s, maybe early 60s. There are wrinkles that crease the side of their eyes that kind of fold down across their jaw and their chin, and a deep, gnarly gash that carves its way down their front of their face as they almost have this kind of perpetual scowl on their features as they look down at these people who are supposed to be introducing them and just go, Bear. And as they come in, their like dark amber eyes like sweep across all of the people and they just go, ugh. And they're gonna shuffle, like they're a lot smaller than they are. They're gonna start like shuffling over to the food table, wherever there is one. They want a snack so fucking bad, actually. So they're going right to the food table.
Peak. So, before I make you roll for hunger, I would like to describe the ballroom. Now, this room, luxurious. You gotta understand that. I feel like I shouldn't have to say luxury. At this point, this is a very high class, expensive hotel. It's a skyscraper as well, so it's like it has to be under that constant upkeep. So, this ballroom is filled with people dressed to the nines. Some of them are very on point with the theme. What is the theme? 2018 Met Gala Heavenly Bodies. And some people are not. Simply just here with like, like it's not like they look bad, but they're not on theme. And it's a very obvious theme. You also see Swarovski crystals dangling from the ceiling to like mimic stars, and you should also very notably catch humans here as well, dressed like masked angels or painted like full body like marble, and they're entertaining guests as statues or serving beverages. We're going live like people statues, like that kind of thing. You also see like notably a white Steinway Model M piano, which is like centered off to the side. And it's being played by, again, a human dressed as the sexy Lucifer statue. Oh, so like Le Genie Dumas, that hot Lucifer statue that got like I don't know, Belgian people like really pissed off. Was like, how dare you put that in our church? And then they commissioned another one, and it was even hotter. Yeah, that's what you see playing piano. And also, yes, the floor tiled. You can practically see your reflection off of it, and which shouldn't happen, by the way. Considering that you're like all vampires, you see your clothes maybe, but it's like that's how so pristinely clean these floors are. But they are also covered in rose petals. Now, with that being said, with all this hustle and bustle, when you are announced, you feel eyes on you. Just as you are perhaps judging other people, they're judging you. Some may take interest, some may not. Truthfully, it just depends where you stand. And I think two of you are beside Rosemary, and she will give you just this very like nice auntie nod. Rosemary in particular, she's I gotta scroll up real quick. There's too many districts. She is the Baron of North York, which is a district, one of the four districts in Toronto districts, as in this is how they divide us up for things like academic purposes. So like there's academic regions to like lump all the schools together, and that's why you might not know certain schools in some areas. Fun fact. But there are four main regions, and this is the Baron of one of them. Rosemary Santos is this auntie-looking Filipino woman. Like that's the best way to describe her. She is short, but her hair is pulled back into a nice, proper bun. She's got those big pearl earrings. You know, she's not like a poor auntie. She's a rich auntie. Okay, she's the auntie who will be like, oh, look at you, you're so pretty and you've gotten fat. You know, like that kind of backhanded compliment auntie who you don't want to talk back to because you want to be in her will. She got a little auntie purse and everything. Her nails are on point, done, acrylics even. And she's just in like a blush pink blouse with a black pencil skirt and a very nice hat. She's kind of maybe dressed in her Sunday best. And when she notices you, Frankie, and you get a nod, first and foremost. She probably knows roughly, vaguely who you are. So you get a nod. When she sees Chester, it's sort of like the Tita glow, you know, just like, there you are, my boy. You know, just one of those. Now, though, that being said, you should roll for your hunger, especially Bear, who is, according to you,
Who
hungry.
is canonically actively hungry for a snack.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I rolled a 3, so I'm getting hungrier.
Mm-hmm.
I also fail.
I had 8.
I crit fail?
There's no bad thing if you crit
No.
fail.
Okay.
You just get
Well, I-
hungrier.
You kill everyone, and the show's over.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to have been here, everyone. Thank you.
Bear was Shia LaBeouf this whole time
Oh god.
because it's vampires in here.
That could mean so many things.
I know. No, you're right. It's okay. Cancel me. I'm just trying to double check. Technically,
I'm
you'd
well
be...
fed.
Yeah, well fed. Where?
Are you a bagger, Frankie?
I am a bagger.
Word. The
I
two of
got
us just
to-
like clinking.
I'm
baggies.
flowing with red sauce right now, baby. I ain't hungry. I have my fair share of blood before I came.
So
So we started 0 hunger, right?
No, we started
One.
one.
you
Oh, we
started
started
at
one.
one.
Ah, I
Yeah.
see.
So
And
if you-
baggers, we don't go past. We can never get to hunger 0.
Oh, hell yeah.
So Bear should be at 2.
Yep.
Yeah, 2. You hungry? Chester hungry. But Frankie
Umami
and
hungry.
Oh, Umami hungry. Okay, cool.
Umami
So-
hungry.
And Frankie's the only one who's not hungry, then, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So Frankie, you're fine. You're good. You came prepared. Of course you're
I'm
prepared.
stuffed. All that,
Yeah,
all that great
exactly,
food,
yeah.
that Frankie tomatoes, you know?
The red sauce. The red sauce.
All that red sauce. Hey, let me tell you.
But the rest of you, kind of feeling parched. But luckily, there are humans walking around with glasses of red substance.
It's not lucky for me.
Not lucky for a mommy, but I feel like it would make sense for you to have something on hand, or for you to straight up just tell Marilyn. But if you tell Marilyn, then that means that Marilyn will know that you came unprepared.
Yeah, no. I think I would have at least one thing on me, but if you are so gracious to allow that, then I would love to be back
Yeah.
at hunger 1.
I will allow my 1 bag of blood, but that is 1. So
Yeah.
yeah. You may sip. The rest of you, Bear specifically. I wanted to ask, are you like an organ eater?
I am actually a roadside killer, so my only prey exclusion is to locals. However, I can also eat food. So Bear is
Oh.
specifically looking for some shrimp, because if this is like a fancy party, they're like fully scavenging right now. They're like, where are the mussels? Where's the shrimp? Like where is it? Where's the good stuff? Where's the caviar? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there are humans here. Majority of the humans here, I should say, are 100% working, and perhaps even the meal. But some humans you probably would keenly notice being this hungry. I'm gonna give it to you. I kind of hear casually, almost like they were invited. Granted that they're usually with someone like sexy side pieces. But to note, there are humans who were invited guests, and so there are some sliders. There is some food, and you're right, of course, caviar, shrimp. Okay, you know, just we got a bit of this, we got a bit of that, everywhere. Okay, there is also quite literally blood pudding. Filipinos love blood pudding. This is taboo. There's fucking blood pudding. And I feel like there would be like categories of blood pudding here. There's the blood pudding made out of human blood. There's the blood pudding out of pig's blood, and then there's the blood pudding that is just like red pudding, or like, you know, like that one chunkier. Maybe it's like,
These humans better be fucking careful.
you know, it's one of those. It's one of those. Tons of things. So there's definitely things for you to eat. And I'm totally fine with you just chowing down on stuff that you find.
Yeah, Bear is very involved in trying to make themselves a shrimp cocktail, where they've like taken a glass of blood that somebody's carrying around, and then they have like a fistful of shrimp, and they're just like putting the shrimp in the, like, they're really going for it right now.
I should note how silly of me when you approach a tray. By a tray, I mean a person carrying a tray. The person will in fact kind of stop you and then ask you for your preference. You type A, you type B, you an O, B negative, maybe.
O
A,
negative.
B,
Did
O
it come in
negative?
O negative.
I'm pretty, yeah, O negative. I'm pretty, you get, wait, O negative is the universal donor, right? Or is that-
I feel like I should know at this point, but here I am not knowing.
I know O's are rare, but I think it's. No, now I gotta know.
I am also frantically Googling.
Universal donors. There you go. Okay, so O negative.
Listen, in real life, I don't even know my actual blood type, so who keeps
I don't know my
track?
blood type. I don't
A
fucking know my
negative
blood
over
type,
here.
dude. My parents were
I mean,
like
it's not an
fresh.
A plus. Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad.
My parents were fresh. I don't fucking know what my blood type is. My blood type is because I've never needed it, you know. But okay, so you say O negative, and I'm actually gonna have to make you roll for that because they are the universal donors, and and they're pretty rare. So you're gonna actually have to roll if you want that. I will allow charisma or manipulation, and then like etiquette maybe, or intimidation if you want to be scarier.
I'll go intimidation since I've got pips in that.
You got O
persuasion
negative.
For persuasion as well. I forgot persuasion was a skill here.
I'll go with intimidation. More intimidating than I am persuasive. And that'll be 2 successes out of 4 dice.
Mm-hmm. I think the waiter, despite wearing a mask, makes a face that you can only assume is like a, like, oh, whoa, okay. And they'll just go, we do have that in stock. It's in the back. I will be right back. Please stay here.
Uh-huh. Be quick about it before I decide to make you the snack instead.
Right away. And they will go scurrying off, and after some time you will notice that their tray is empty, save for a very nice looking wine bottle. Like some alcohol bottles are very pretty, right? And they'll have like the glass itself is was made in such a way where it looks like a statue. That is the kind of bottle you receive here. A sanguinis virgini, whatever. Like on the bottle, it's some fancy font, and you see the waiter will open it for you, fresh bottle, take out a smaller glass than what was on the trays, and pour it for you, then hand you the glass.
Huh. Thanks. Fancy. And Bear kind of gets they hunker down a little bit to examine it, right? And they take a big sniff in, and so much so that the air kind of moves forcefully around them. If you were a bear, or perhaps a creature like a fox or a raccoon, and that's very much the energy that Bear has right now. They've gotten into the best garbage can in the whole wide world, where they are fully just going around. There's not much decorum to it. They're very obviously just have a fistful of shrimp in one hand, and they're really. It's very obvious that they're here to have some fancy food. But with that, they will take that glass.
Mm-hmm. I will say, you know the difference between blood, fresh blood, warm blood, stale blood that's been out for too long. It's, it's a thing. It's like when your food slowly becomes room temperature, and then depending on what it is, the texture's weird and shit. Fresh. This smells fresh. Either this bottle is immaculate at concealing this kind of shit, or or there's a type 0 in the back. It's going all right. But it's fresh, and it tastes, honestly, the fresher it is, the richer the taste. So it's a pretty good taste. It's the chest pound smooth kind of vibe. Very good. Mm. Chester, did you want to eat? Because you're hungry.
Yeah. I think Chester's probably not gonna feed yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, with that, all of that being handled, you have a bit of time. As you see, nobody's doing nobody's being escorted somewhere else or whatnot. I think the only thing is people are being ushered to not leave the room. You need a bathroom? Someone a bellhop or something like that will actually show you to where to go to the bathroom and go with you, like buddy system, like in school, and then make sure you come back because the party technically hasn't started yet. Like it started, but the main event is not here, so you have some time if you wish to mingle or peruse. I will say you are all relatively in close proximity to have noticed each other, and because I'm pretty sure you all know each other.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So there is that. You have some time. What would you like to do?
Could I take this moment to find Rosemary, and have a little chat with her if she's
Rosie.
around? I mean,
yes, and I will say, unless you're purposely being secretive, which will be difficult in.
no,
such a
I actually want to
public
kind of make a show, not a show of it, but like I invite onlookers.
Okay, so if you're inviting onlookers, that means the rest of the party I will allow, if they wish, to be privy to what's going on. You might not be able to hear everything, but like, it's a party, so people are speaking loudly in general.
Yeah.
And you are all vampires. Just tunnel vision it. Focus. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to hear it. So you you go up to Rosemary, right? She's already given you like a nod. So she's already acknowledged your presence. And the first thing you will notice is actually wait, maybe I'll make you roll. I can make you roll.
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
Give me composure and
All right, that's some good composure
and awareness. There you go. I was looking for it.
and awareness.
Yes.
Aki,
Yes.
super quick. Could I have a ambient heightened senses going right now?
Yes. Why don't you describe what that is?
Word. So I'm going to use my aspects to all my perception rolls. I'm going to be able to sense pitch darkness, ultrasonic frequencies, smell, fear. I will just be like, I'll have like a passive perception, essentially, if there's anything of note to me. So I'm not looking for anything in particular. I don't know if you want me to roll now.
I would say roll now, but
Okay.
I wanted to ask, does it also does it encompasses all senses, right? So it's like an overall vibe check.
Yeah.
Okay, dope.
And obviously there's blood everywhere.
Yeah, there is blood everywhere. So there is a bit of if you're relying on smell, that you're distracted. Like it's gonna be
That's
very
fair.
difficult. Yeah.
That's fair.
But if you're relying on hearing, little less, seeing, little less, like straight up vibe, very less, because this is the place to vibe check people.
I got a 2, by the way. 2 successes.
2 successes. The most obvious thing you will see is Rosemary is surrounded by men. Men, women, anyone, just figures, honestly. All wearing outfit, which would be very nice black suits. But like you can see like on like the lapel, on the inside, it's very, very nice design work. In like a baby blue type of thing going on. And then they have extra accessories. All of them are wearing like silver crosses, essentially. Crosses look a little different. Like, they're, like, very nice looking, but they're not, like... They're a little off, is the best way to put it. They're 100% for decoration. High key, you would not, like, be able to... You'd not be able to take it off and be like, haha, are y'all compelled? Like, no, it's not gonna work on anyone. It's probably made out of something specific, like lead or some shit like that, instead, to give off that silvery shine. But, you know, it's metal, it's there. They're all wearing these things. They 100% look like a security detail type of vibe, the bodyguard vibes they're giving.
Makes sense, yeah.
Mhm. And they are all, like... It is very prominent. They all don't necessarily have that similar vibe that people from the same clan. You have some people with the most styled hair. Like, the hair is wow. And then you have definitely one person you're looking like, that's not Radu. They don't look remotely human. They look, honestly, they look bad. Like, it's or they look a little intimidating. Scary looking. You know, it's a very big difference. She herself, I feel like you know it 'cause you're in the same similar businesses. She is a toreador, so she's just you feel like she has a type, when not a type. She has a uniform that isn't a uniform. Like, they're all technically in uniforms right now, but there's so much freedom with it that it feels different, you know? But she's surrounded. She is surrounded. Like, there's people greeting her. But it's very it looks very funny, is the best way to put it.
Yeah, I feel like if I walk up confidently enough, or at least Frankie thinks that if he walks up confidently enough, the security will assume I'm a person of importance, which I am, obviously. So yeah, I would come up, and I still have this, like, gift bag with me, and I'd like to greet her as I enter this party.
I think if anything, if you get a little too close, physically close to her, that is when someone steps in. And it's not a rude step in by any means. It really is just like it's a step. You're entering a personal space here, and she's not comfortable, or they don't think she's comfortable. But it's not like to block you off completely. It's just a step, so you notice the leg. And she'll look at you, just give you a nice warm smile and greet you, and just go, "Oh, hello, you're the Tomato Man.
Yeah, that's
So
what they
nice
call
to
me.
see you. Yes.
Yeah, Miss Rosemary. You mind if I call you Rosie? Just wanted to, sorry I'm a little bit late. The traffic in the city is a goddamn nightmare, but I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to thank you for the invite, and personally give you a little gift from the, from the Frankie Tomato restaurant. And I kind of present her, like, out of this gift bag, a nice bottle of wine. This is our finest red.
Like your secret red sauce?
There's the Eglinton Gold. It's a nice one. It's slightly acidic. It's got earthy undertones and a hint of oak. I think you'll like it. It's real fresh. We got it this morning. Young guy. Athlete. Sad story, whole car crash thing, but it's real good.
Oh, Frankie. This is, and she's like holding it, she's like examining it, like she's very, it's the best way to put it is, it's this woman is full of, like a true auntie, full of backhanded compliments. So while she's acting very impressed, she is checking this shit out. She's like dated best before, like refrigerated, like that kind of stuff. She's checking this out. She's like, wow, this is amazing. We just love eating at your restaurant. The red sauce is my personal favorite, and the red sauce is also my very personal favorite. Oh, she's going to love this. Thank you so much.
It's no big deal. It's my pleasure, and I know you do some of that shipping stuff. Yeah, my people should talk to your people at some point. Yeah, we got a lot of red sauce to move, and I think we can maybe work together.
With a two, with the two successes, I will say the minute you said shipping and work together, there is the warm auntie vibes go to business auntie, and she
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, shipping! Oh, I didn't know you were in shipping."
No, I'm not in shipping. I got my whole thing's the red sauce, but it's a lot of bottles of red sauce gotta move to a lot of places, and sometimes it's not so easy in the city.
Oh, like you're interested in expanding your effort.
Some could say.
Okay. Give me.
Oh no, another roll.
Yeah, it's gonna be another roll.
I'm
So
not good at those.
So this will be your choice of the social attributes. So you can do charisma or manipulation or exposure. With either finance or like persuasion.
Let me do finance with. I'll say manipulation because I'll say like with the bottle of wine or my finest red is obviously like kind of bribing in a way, just to like, hey, look how good my bagged blood is. So I'll do manipulation because I got that at 4, plus finance at 3, so I roll 7 dice. Alright. That's 5. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm. She gives you a very like a nod, looking back at the bottle with more effort. Okay, like before she was checking it out and stuff, like looking for something to read you on. Now she's looking at the bottle like properly, and then she looks back at you and goes, "Okay, after this, come to the West Wing. Once all of this starts going on, that's where I'll be staying. And we can talk proper business there. But after my sweet child's festivities are mostly done, I have to set business aside. Family comes. You would know that.
No, of course, yeah. Family comes first. I just want to. It's just a token of my appreciation for the invite. No pressure. Just appreciate your time. I just want to say hi, and I kind of wave to all the security people. Yeah, how's it going? But yeah, I'll catch you around the West Wing, right?
West
Where's
Wing,
that?
yes. That would be on the 59th floor, right in the middle of everything. You can't miss it. It will literally be covered by everyone here. And she gestures to her bodyguard personnel.
All right, I'll see you there then. And then enjoy the wine. Feel free to break it out. Give it to the guests. I think they'll really like it. And pro tip: put it in the microwave a little bit, make it a little warm. And honestly, it's like the real thing. I promise.
Of course. Thank you again. And she'll give the she's been holding it with like 2 hands, like how you would hold like the wine bottle, right? yeah and she gives it to one of her security personnel on the side to to put off on the side, and behind her you'd see there's a lot of gifts, but she needs, that's just the gift place,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it's the little hell I want to do.
Mhm.
So I slink off and go find Maximus.
So, a fun thing, Aki, is that the role was to make sure that I literally don't get drowned in all the perception. I got a 5, which is beats the difficulty of 3. So
Mhm.
I'll be able to control and keep all of that under wraps as a little thing for you.
I'll also give you something else though.
Okay.
With a 5, because that's high enough for me. Specifically, as you're paying attention to this, and then perhaps as the conversation kind of rounds down, you get a weird vibe from a present that rolls in. It's a big present. It's literally being rolled in like on one of those pushy carts, and it's absurdly big. And literally it's wrapped with a giant fucking bow and everything. It's absurd. And you can't pinpoint why it bothers you. It's being pushed by two humans. That's one. The wrapping paper is kind of weird looking, as in it's like Halloween wrapping paper. It's like mixed with another wrapping paper. It's like they ran out of one. They bought as many as they could for one, and then they had to mix it with another one. So it actively looks really like the fact that it's huge is one of the reasons it stands out. It has a giant bow on it, and how the fuck they get that up there?
Yeah, I would certainly love to investigate. I'm gonna go walk over to it if I can.
Do you stop them?
Yeah, I'm gonna look over at them. I'm like, hey, what the fuck is this? This is one of the gifts? Are you serious? You're gonna pull up with it looking like this?
And okay, so two humans. Both of them are dressed like angels again, and the best way to put it is you smell sweat. And they just go, we tried going through the back, but it wouldn't fit in the back. And then we tried the hallway, but guests kept coming in, and and we were blocking off one side. And this is it.
Whose is this gift? Who's this from?
And then the other human pulls out like a clipboard from the side. It's just like, we think. It says Santos, so I'm assuming it's Rosemary's.
That's Rosemary's gift to their own child?
If you want to make another vibe check, it would be a composure and awareness. Unless you can also like I don't know, bargain with me if you have something else that might.
No, I'll use those. I shall use those. 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So they're sweating. But you can tell that there's nervous sweats. And then there's physical movement sweats. Like you're paying attention now. You're kind of honing in, and you're like, oh, this is coming from the armpits, coming from the chest, coming from the neck, forehead. This thing is heavy.
Okay, well, when you're setting it up, it's a fucking eyesore. Just like hide it up, make sure that people when they're taking pictures of it, that it's not out in the way, okay? I'm keeping an eye on that thing. I'm gonna let Santos know. If it's fine, then it's fine, I guess.
Well, they give you a nod, and essentially will proceed to keep pushing once you you give them like a cue, and then they'll keep going. And it's going from poor things. They're like pushing it from across the whole damn room. Everybody's looking at it. And it's going into essentially another room, and you know that room is essentially like a ceremony hall type of thing, or like a theater of sorts, and you know that's where like where everyone's going to be ushered to next for the beginning of the festivities, because you cannot have a dabu without like 8 speeches and like perhaps 2 on stage party games and stuff like that, and then afterwards you can fuck off. But this is it's like they're working for Maryland, that Rosemary 100% is like, we're gonna make my kid the center of attention on their birthday, and we're gonna make them the center of the center. Like it's
Okay.
going to revolve around them. So perhaps a big present might not you when you think about it that way, not necessarily out of the blue.
It's
But
just
it's
so
also
fucking ugly, and there's
Yeah.
two smelly humans carting it across a room.
Yeah.
So that's my problem. But
Mhm.
I will I'll think about that later. I have like all this other stuff that I'm listening to at the same time, and I want to go see if I can get Chester. But if that needs to be another scene, then let me know.
Unless anyone else wants specific things they want to do.
I actually wanted to do something specific.
Yes.
As a note, storyteller, just so you know, I do have premonition. So if shit hits
Let's
before shit
explain-
hits. Yeah. So basically, it's up to you. Whenever the storyteller deems it appropriate, you can give me a sudden hint that aids me in some way. It's up to you. But what I wanted to do actually is a free power. I want to do sense the unseen, and I just want to like scope around to see there's any friendly Nosferatu or wraiths around or something odd. As a former lawman, just like looking around, making sure that things are safe.
Okay. Go around. And that's like free. You don't need a roll for it.
I can't you can make me roll for it if you want. I have to roll aspects and resolve, or wits and aspects, to basically if something's hidden.
Okay, then roll for that for sure. I will give you some stuff though. There are totally friendly Nosferatu around. Yeah, some are guests. Like I've mentioned before, Rosemary has some of her security personnel straight up as them. And I will give you this one. If not all of her security personnel are like obvious, and you would know that just by working with her. So you know that she's got like extra hidden bodyguards to keep her safe, to keep her child safe, all that kind of stuff. And you'd probably be able to tell where they are roughly too, but they're not unfriendly, especially towards you right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I 6.
Let's see. Okay. Occasionally. Wait, is this only supernatural?
Anything unseen.
Anything unseen?
Anything invisible.
Okay, that's good to know.
Something supernatural hiding in plain sight. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then ooh, okay. You totally saw that box.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you totally saw that box. And I'll give you one more. You're not sure if it is supernatural or not, but the piano is giving a weird vibe.
Okay.
You can also feel tingles, I would say, elsewhere, but they are definitely outside of this room.
Okay.
So that would require you leaving, and I guess in this case more detective work, looking at the different floors. But it's 3 floors, and you're not. If you try to leave, they will make you not leave. Like they will assure you to not leave. So there's definitely shit outside that you feel.
Okay.
Box, piano.
Okay. All right. And while I see Umami like talking at the Kai and bringing the box, yeah, I'll probably like head over there and let. I'm not sure if Bear wanted to do something first, so I'll let you guys do that.
Go right ahead, be my guest. Bear is leaning against an opposite wall, watching that huge box move by, and they have a passing thought of, I could probably lift that by myself, but they don't do much about it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna approach Umami, begrudgingly. You seem agitated.
And I think I'm like, I have like the baggie kind of like in hand, and I'm just sort of like. You said, what did you say again? You said you seem irritated.
You seem agitated, yeah.
You seem agitated. Well, you seem ugly, so I think the both of us are kind of in the same spot here. I hate this.
The party, or this box, or just everything in general?
The box has now irrationally become part, like an kind of significant percentage of it, but the party mostly.
I would have thought that you'd be thrilled to have something like this. You and Marilyn seem to enjoy throwing stuff like this, or is this just them?
This is Marilyn.
Okay.
I just facilitate it and somehow have to understand how a bunch of barons want to run their shit, have a party. I don't know.
Yeah, if I had a choice, I wouldn't even be here. But what's with the box? Seems a little funky.
Some 13-foot tall child or something put a box together, painted it with some Halloween wallpaper and glue. Apparently that's going to be one of the gifts to the child. I don't even know the child's fucking name.
Yeah, did you check it?
Should I check it? There wasn't anything off about it in particular. It looks fucking heavy as shit.
I'm just checking. It's always a pleasure to see you. It's been quite a while. Yeah. And
You have no choice in being here, you said?
Yeah. Rosemary asked me to come, and I had to oblige. If it were up to me, would have been halfway across the world right now. But yeah, here for the night.
What's the deal with this with the kid? Why are they so special? Why are they the favorite?
It's a cultural thing. I don't know. Do you remember back in your human life where your parents just, I don't know, maybe liked you more than your sibling?
I was an only child, and straight up, no. Not even.
Okay. Well, lucky you. Yeah. Parents tend to do that. Parents tend to enjoy one more than the other. And there's a thing called a debut. It's like I don't know, these Americans, they call it the Sweet 16. Or like, it's down south is a quinceañeras sort. Yeah, it's a show of, in my assumption, it's just a show of face, knowing Rosemary, but yeah. And that brings me here. So, if you don't mind, I am gonna check on this box and leave you be and take my ugly mug elsewhere.
Thank you so much. Just give me a beat on it if you can.
Of course.
I got other shit I'm fucking looking at right now, but cool. I'll see you later.
All right. And I kind of like start following the box, but not necessarily. I want to see where it lands first, and every so often people notice that Chester, whenever there's like a giant bouquet of flowers, he gives it a wide berth and kind of like gives it like an irritated kind of reaction to it, and he just like follows the box.
You
Right.
mentioned that we all are seeing each other, right? In this moment, like we can all. I'm going to, I guess, walk by where Bear is leaning. I just do like a bit of a double take and just be like, "Hey, aren't you the person that tried to fight me in my own restaurant?"
Oh, you're the guy that sells.
No,
the
yeah,
shit
that was
pizza.
you.
Yeah. What's your name again?
That's the name of the restaurant. It's Frankie Tomato. Forget your name. I don't think I ever got it.
Bear. I
Is
can't
it
say
Bear?
that
There's
it's
no last name. It's just Bear.
just Bear. I can't
You can
say
call
that
me
it's
Frankie.
a pleasure to see you again, Frankie. But I hope that you gave our good host something a little bit better than what you gave me at your restaurant, or else I think she's gonna do more than try to fight you.
Hey, listen, I don't see no pizza around here, so and I'm not trying to ruin this suit, so no fighting today, all right? At least not
We'll
me.
see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I kind of like you kind of catch like a bit of a smirk, and I'm just like, as I'm walking away, and I'm just like, it takes us the guts to fight someone in their own restaurant, so I respect the gumption. I kind
The
of chuckle as I
gumption.
walk off.
Well, they're serving a few better tastes than what you had available, although by the end of things, I think we sorted it out, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember exactly how it went, but some along the lines of my security maybe kicking you out. I think you're on the banned forever list on the Frankie Tomato in the kitchen. We got a little photo of you and everything.
Oh, do I look cute?
You know what? It's not a bad photo. That
Good.
security camera, it catches some weird angles sometimes, but that's one of the better ones. You should see some of the guys on there. Woo!
They always say that I look the best with my face twisted in rage, and I can't think of one single thing in the last 55 years that's made me as mad as that fucked up pizza sauce.
Oh, jeez, that's dark. I mean, a red sauce is pretty good. I'm gonna tell you, it's maybe it was a bad batch or something. You should come by sometime. I'll make it up to you. I don't like a customer leaving my restaurant unsatisfied.
I thought I was on the banned forever list.
I'm Frankie Tomato. I can make an exception.
Well, Frankie Tomato, I'll cheers to that. And Bear actually, I think they just have taken that beautiful bottle that they were given earlier, and they've discarded their attempt at a shrimp cocktail, and they're just drinking from the bottle now. And I think they just gestured to you with it, offering
Yeah, I
you a
pull
sip.
out a little flask and I cheers them. Hey, cheers to the good pizza and bad pizza. It's all the
Good
same.
pizza, bad pizza, and a debut. And Bear tips their drink
And a
back.
debut.
Do you know who is actually getting debuted at this point?
Listen, I don't even know what a debut is. I got an invite. I saw it was from Rosemary. Thought I'd pay my respects. Have a little chit chat. I got a full body massage in a couple hours, so I'm trying to get out of here.
Well, I hope you know that these functions usually take a lot more time than if you're looking for a full body massage. They probably have one upstairs.
Oh, well, shit. I better go find that place then.
I am personally surprised that I was on the guest list myself, and not, in fact, actually working the security detail, though I have to say. And they roll their shoulder a little bit. It is nice to get out of the house and out of the truck.
I took a good look at some of those security guys there, and I think you could probably take on all of them.
I thought you said you hoped there would be no fighting tonight.
Hey, I'm not saying I want to see a fight, but, push comes to shove, I think you could probably take them.
Oh, I don't really know what's supposed to happen at debuts. This is my first one, but if I know anything, things could get a little rowdy.
Yeah, well, you put a bunch of rich folks in a room, it always gets a little rowdy.
And look, it looks like the rowdiness has already begun. Chester is sneaking off after that big old box. And Bear is still kind of like leant up and is like looking over like the bridge of their own face? That doesn't make any sense. But they're like watching Chester very closely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask whether or not I'm like near the box now.
So are you trying to follow the box like secretly, or are you trying to follow it to be like, okay, stop, I'm a checking it now?
What's in the box?
Yeah, I think Chester's at the age that he doesn't give a fuck no more, and he just like kind of like pats on the shoulder of like one of the kind. Is sorry, I gotta check something real quick.
The humans again. Just go. What do you need to check?
Can I get an insight from this? Can I just like insight check this guy?
Yes, insight. Give me. I'll take composure or resolve with the insight.
Okay.
Your choice.
I'll go resolve.
Mhm.
3 successes.
This. Okay. You want both humans, or are you doing?
Just this one guy that I'm like talking to face to face.
Okay. This is the non-clipboard human, who is much sweatier, I would say. And now that you're face to face, you have a bit of an eye for detail. You can probably tell that they're sweating, and they just there's a lot going on. Is the best way to put it. There's them working, I guess you could say. There's them going with like you can feel that they're also irritated by whatever the fuck is in this box.
Okay.
You can tell that they're also intimidated by whatever the fuck is in this box. It's a lot of that, I would say, that classic employee thing where it's like, bro, you don't know if this is breakable or not.
Okay.
So there's a lot of those feelings too. So you might feel like a tinge of fear, you might feel a tinge of anger, of general tiredness, of fed upness, and whatnot. There's definitely, they're not excited about. If they were, the excitement was lost, like half a room ago.
Gotcha. Does the top look like those like regular boxes that you just lift up and you can see inside, or?
You know what? Yeah, I think what you think will happen, essentially, is if you lift up the top, the rest of it will flop out, because that's usually what happens with those bigger boxes when they need to unveil a surprise. Just all the sides aren't necessarily intact together, so once the lid is up, the whole thing will fall out.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to trigger a premonition then. This way I need to do a rouse check. I need to force it. I'll see.
Is there a specific number of successes you have to beat for this?
The number of successes rolled determines the level of insight into the object. So the amount of information you give me is depending on how many successes I do. So
Okay, dope. I wasn't sure if it was like Joe's thing, where it was like a
I rolled a 10, so I don't get hungrier. Another 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. Hungrier. I'll say this. This box 100% makes you feel uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it could be due to a lot of factors here. Especially like if you something tells me that you want to know what's inside this box, but now that you are able to guess that if you open the top, the whole thing will open up, you could just ruin the goddamn surprise.
Exactly.
Right here, right? So there's another hint of like uneasiness with that, where it's like, how are you going to check this box? You can't rip it, you can't open it. You could theoretically do this, but if you do that, like there's so many other people here too, and then there's no chance that you might be able to even tell what the fuck's in it anyways. So you feel very uneasy with this box. There's also the mystery of what's inside. Why is it so heavy? Why is it in such a big box? Why did they run out of wrapping paper?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's lots of things going on. But I will say, something inside you is telling you that you don't want to open it anymore.
Okay.
And I will say, it's more of a instinctual gut feeling.
Okay.
Which might not be something that you have on this level of uneasiness. You might have it for food, you know, when you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
But you might not have it for uneasiness.
Okay. So I just step back and just like, yeah, carry on. Carry on. And I just like stagger towards, I guess the nearest is Frankie and Bear. Just gonna stagger over to them.
Chester, good to see you alive
Hey.
and well.
Hey. Yeah, it's nice to see you. It's nice to actually see you and not me being in a box. It's quite the pleasure.
Yeah, well, you get it. I usually sit in the driver's seat. It's hard to see me with the back rearview mirror.
Oh, shit. Hey, it's Tomato Guy.
Oh yeah. We met a long time ago, and we Frankie Tomato.
Yeah.
You're I don't know, box guy. You're like your boxes.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. That box just gave me really bad vibes.
Is it the shit wrapping paper or is it something else?
I wish it was the shit wrapping paper, but it seems like it's something else. I don't know. It just gives me a bad feeling. This whole night.
Honestly, most boxes give me a bad vibe unless it's Christmas, so don't blame you.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad to see both of you. Get to see people that probably don't want to murder me. Or I don't know. Maybe that's changed. But it's good to see familiar. Yeah, it's good to see familiar faces.
You're really worried about that box then? You seem all out of sorts.
Yeah. A little bit.
Alright, Chester, don't worry about it too much. And Bear pushes like up and off the wall, kind of rolls their shoulder again and goes, "Hey, let me push that for you. Looks like you're having a little bit of trouble." And they like look behind them at Frankie and Chester and kind of does a little like, "Come on, let's check it out."
Just gonna follow.
Yeah, same.
And Bear is going to approach these humans pushing this odd box and kind of do a little like, looks like you're getting a little tired, a little sweaty. And if we actually want to get this box through the ballroom in any kind of legitimate fashion, any faster than the two of you are going to be able to push it, I think you should really give me a try.
What's their general demeanor after that?
Aki?
I'm sorry, I couldn't tell if that was towards me or not.
That was to you.
I
It's
spaced
all good.
out a little bit. Please repeat.
Bear is coming over to the. No worries. Bear is coming over to these folks who are pushing this big box around and is kind of doing a like, hey, you guys look like pretty weak little horrible humans. Let me push that because I am a giant. And I can carry that with one arm, basically.
Okay, so are you... I guess this would be more... I can't tell if this... I guess if you mean persuasion or intimidation, choose. And then afterwards, I will let you pick either strength or manipulation.
Can
Or
I help with this? Can I help with this role and just be like, yeah, I've seen this bear fella lift a lot of boxes. Probably could do it with one hand. So, save you some trouble.
I'm pretty sure. Yes, I'm pretty sure you can help. That just adds a die, fairly soon.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. So have an extra die.
Beautiful. This is the most die I've rolled all night. Let's see.
I don't think I have enough dice for this.
5 successes.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Spicy.
baby.
So there is a little bit of pushback, simply because it's like you're a guest. Oh no. And then the other clipboard human, is the one that was giving you pushback. But the human who's sweaty as hell looks at them, looks back at you, just goes, "Be my guest. Just don't hard stop. I don't want this thing falling over."
Don't worry. All I do is drive my truck, load it, and unload it. I do this every day of my long, long on life. I promise nothing will break. Besides, I have my good friends Chester and Mr. Tomato to help me.
Uh-huh. We'll get the door for you. And they kind of just I want to say scatter, but they're not moving fast at all. They're tired. But they will actually get this door open for you. Though I will say, you are with 5 successes. You could probably intimidate the actual security here. Whereas they will give you looks like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And specifically, is Umami with y'all?
I mean, I clock them at this point. I'm just like, I think I walk closer to y'all as a group, but I think I'm not like properly with y'all, but I want to be close enough that I'm like able to hear what is happening.
Okay, then they will just give y'all looks and watch you go in. You will notice that in this next room, it is very much like a theater auditorium type of vibe. So the thankfully, it's just a push, but you easily see the stairs, and it's like, do you have to go upstairs like to the stage? No, there's a ramp, but there's just like that, like the minute you see stairs going up to fill in more seats and stairs to the stage, you're just like, oh god, how would they do it? Right? Makes no sense to put two weak little humans. They don't, for the record, they don't look jacked or anything. They don't look like they would unload anything. They look like the equivalent of, this is a part-time job and I need to pay for college, like that kind of vibe.
They're like 21.
Yeah, they're just like, they're here to work.
They're getting paid like minimum wage.
I hope they're not. I hope they're getting paid more.
Minimum wage. I will say minimum wage in Toronto is $15.
But that's
but
like 50 USD though. So.
Yeah, and living in Toronto, that's not gonna cut it. Whatever they make tonight, it's not. Is the best way to put it. And this is an all night party. Poor things. But yeah, there we go. They will watch you. there is security in here to also watch y'all put it. So if you're trying to take a peep, you're going to have to roll very high, at the risk of being noticed, as you are being watched is the best way to put it. Mommy, the minute they enter that room, make a turn. You won't be able to see them anymore, unless
I
you
go
choose to
in.
follow.
I have
You
to go in.
Yeah, okay. They're not gonna stop you because it's you. And this is Maryland's security team, not
Okay.
not Rosemary's. Rosemary's wouldn't have access like this. Is the best way to put it. So the human staff is also Maryland's, but like not Maryland's. Like these are my human. It's more like I hired a company. The company hired the humans. like that vibe. So yeah, unless you are going to be peeking, I will just need a strength plus athletics from Bear just to get this thing.
You are being so nice to me. Thank you very much.
Strength's my lowest stat, just so y'all know.
Same.
Same.
I rolled
Yeah.
3. I think I'm the only person in the party who has a high strength,
Yep.
which I
Yeah.
love for me. I did roll 2 crits, crit successes.
So that's 4.
With with an extra one, so 5 total again. I think
Oh yeah.
Bear is good at one thing, and it's pushing boxes. I
Are
was
the
actually
crits? Question: Are the crits on your hunger die?
No,
Okay,
they are not.
it's good.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
or fortunately, I don't know.
fortunately.
Fortunately, they are not. But I was actually going to ask or suggest, since Bear works in shipping, in trucking, specifically in moving odd objects for Kindred from one place to another, just as they're giving this weird box a little push, is there any way that they could like get a vibe for like what exactly is in here that's so heavy? If it's anything that they've loaded onto trucks before, if it's like anything familiar about it in that way, anything that rings any bells.
Oh yeah, for sure. So especially with the crits and the successes here, I'll give you a bit. So one, the humans will tell you where you put the package. It is essentially, you can tell like there's curtains that can open up more or whatever, but like that is where it will be. It's close enough where people sitting on on the far left side of the stadium will be able to see the box, whereas people sitting on the far right can't see it at all because it's covered by a curtain. And it's a very easy unload actually because of the of the little conveyor belt tray thingy. So it's easy enough to not mess up. However, or at least easy for you, I should say. It's easy for you. However, as you're kind of getting a feel of the box, like maybe you're trying to like straighten it out, fix it, or you're holding it so that way it doesn't wobble because it's a big box. So you have moved a number of things in your lifetime. You've moved lumber. You've moved freaking like furniture and stuff. You kind of just do whatever, and you've definitely taken jobs from especially barons here, which is why you were invited. You're kind of like a token of appreciation. Actually, it's a good gesture from specifically the Baron Marcus, and they they're letting you relax. Quite literally, this is a vacation for you. So that you've definitely moved for them. You've moved furniture. You've moved statues. So like there's an odd balance where it's like this box feels empty in certain areas, but heavy in like the center, for example. So your guess is maybe it's that. And they took it out of the wood box that it would normally be like protected in and stuff like that. I will also say you don't feel or see any like stuffing, like protective stuffing that would be in the box. But like again, this is also supposed to be like this is a present box. So if it was originally shipped and imported from somewhere else, it would make sense there. So your guess as a professional is that they just moved it from box to box However, your best guess, I think, would be a statue. Wait,
I think-
unless do you have any that help you with senses, like hearing?
With hearing, I do have, not exactly with hearing, but I do have my Protean disciplines, which is Eye of the Beast for weapons and shape changing, which is not what you asked for at all. In fact, it is something completely different, but I do have that.
You do have those, and I will instead ask. Give me a resolve and awareness.
Oh boy. Okay.
Not really an
Let's see.
inside check, it's more like a vibe check.
Vibe check.
And since
Wow,
you're so
alright.
close to the box, you would be able to.
So what does happen if I crit on my hunger die? Just as a wondering.
Messy crit.
I got two other messy crit. I do got two other successes beyond that, but I did messy crit as well.
Basically, like, how do you freak the fuck out of these humans how bulging vampire stupid you are succeeding this role?
Why don't I
feats of
tell you
violent
what I-
Herculean strength? Go
Oh.
ahead, please, Aki.
Okay. Violet. I was gonna say why if tell you what you get off of it first, because you did roll how many successes again? I mean messy, but like how many?
3 total.
Great. You are so close to this box. But you also have that nice little more bestial primal side of you. You smell, doesn't smell human, doesn't smell like a vampire. You're actually not sure if it does or not, but you smell something in there. You think maybe, okay, now different pictures are coming to your head. Maybe it's statue of an animal, like taxidermy or something like that. You know, maybe it's maybe it is an animal and they're just sleeping. You know, like rich people get ponies and shit, right? So it's like lots of things going through your head, and then ever so slightly, and perhaps this is what triggers your little messiness. You feel this urge to be a little bigger, like something is threatening you, and you need to size them up back, like an animal. I will say it's the box is still and quiet though. You feel it. You feel it instinctually because it feels like something you might do.
And I think Bear was in the middle of like making some kind of another like kind of smug remark where they're saying something like not OSHA compliant, but, and then it like trails off as this like, I think a literal like low growl starts to like form in the pit of their chest as they're coming to the place where the box should be. What's is this some kind of fucking joke? As I think like unbeknownst to them, like their fingernails like start to turn a little bit like claw-like as they're gripping the edges, and I think they start to tear the wrapping paper like just a little bit.
Hey.
Now what kind of fucked up shit do you have going on in here, Umami?
What? And can I get clarification? These are Maryland's like package people?
Yeah, they're definitely like hell, you might have hired them.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I just fully didn't remember.
You hired a lot of people for this fucking party.
Yeah, I've hired a lot of people. I'm like looking at them like, did they tell me? They didn't tell me who it came from, right? It was just that like.
No, but Chester would know. Like the clipboard just says Santos. It doesn't even say Rosemary. They're guessing it is because
And it doesn't say anything that it's from Maryland or anything. Like it's just these. Okay, I'm just like
it's like if there was a 2 card, it would be 2 Mary Santos from Santos. It's really weird, but like it looks
Okay.
it it's weird to say it out loud, and when you like read, but it on the paper looks like, if anything, might have gotten scratched off. Like
There's missing
inside.
information on
Yeah,
that click going on.
yeah. It's official missing information, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay. I look up at Bear. Okay, whatever it is, clearly you don't just rip it the fuck open. I'm gonna steal away the clipboard. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like how the fuck have we been spending this entire night just worrying about this one box? Can I like do a check or look over it to see if I know what is exactly missing or if anything was forged or fucked with?
Yeah, I'll say you can make the check. But I will also say, as you do, so like after the check and whatever the response to it happens, you will hear Marilyn get on a speaker. So she's got a
God damn
microphone.
it.
Yeah, so
God
like you'll
damn
hear
it.
you because you're so aware, you're gonna hear that shit turn on first before you hear her go, "Attention, everybody," like that.
Right, okay. What
So
should I roll?
You want to check the document specifically, right?
Yeah. And if it's something that got past me, I probably have been moderately sloppy about some of my information because we just do these all the time.
Mhm.
So if I'm like looking at this like it's new.
Okay, yeah. I will. Okay. No, that makes sense. Intelligence and technology in this case, because this is not like a little written form. The shit was printed, so that means it's in a computer. Like that kind of vibe.
You
Hell,
said intelligence.
it's not even fucking printed when I think about it. It's on a tablet.
Got it. Okay.
It's one of those things. It would be on a tablet. Nobody fucking has a clipboard anymore.
And you said technology. That is it's only 3 successes for me.
Do you have any specialties though for this? Is your
My technology specialty is hacking.
hacking? Okay, so it would not work in this case unless you spent more time breaking open this fucking tablet.
No, literally. I just take out a screwdriver.
Mm-hmm. Honest to God, so it's a tablet, yeah, but you can just tell by looking at this tablet. Not only is it off-brand, but it's old. So when you look at the screen, it's like the quality dips so heavily from like your own phone. It's like watching an early 90s animated movie. No, it's like watching any movie from the early 90s.
What kind of fucking prehistoric bullshit how did you get through any of the information? I sent you encrypted emails. How did you get anyway? And I'm looking at it.
And you can look through it, and it as shitty as it looks official. Like it's like, okay, this is stuff. This is like, shipping for gifts and basically doing inventory on it and stuff. And then you look at this one, and it's like you perhaps it's probably the screen. Honestly, you cannot tell if this is forged or not, but you definitely know that it's weird looking. It's quite literally like someone left out their first name and just put their last name.
God damn it.
That's what it looks like. So there's no space missing. But that name could have been entered incorrectly, could have been forgotten to enter it. Like there's a lot of different reasons as to why first name's not there in that column rather than the second name taking up the space. But it just doesn't look right when you look at everything else. It's glaring almost, even though the screen is so gross.
And I think before I can even try to like look into it a little bit more, that like the speaker feedback is going on, and I'm like, shit.
Yep. And this is, I think, a really good time to take our break.
Be right back. Sorry.
No,
As soon
it's
as you
okay.
took a sip.
No, I chose to take that sip. Don't worry about it. Hello, everybody. We're back. Let's just jump immediately right to it. You are all escorted out of the room. Even though you're gonna re-enter it real soon. So, wherever you choose to stand, be it right by the doors or further in the crowd, is up to you. However, Mommy, you see your boss, Marilyn, appear on stage with the other barons. So Rosemary, you've already seen, and the rest of you would recognize these barons. There is Baron Maximus. He is a white guy in a black suit, blue tie, freshly
Ooh.
Italian-made black suit. I should put. He has a fucking giant ass Rolex watch, bunch of rings on his finger, dirty blonde hair, short beard, ice blue eyes. He did not follow the
Even get the memo.
no at all. And not only did he receive it, he chose to not read it. He chose to not do
We're
it.
killing him.
He's literally just he just showed up. The suit is like nice, I will say. Like the suit is expensive, and of quality, but that is about it. It is boring. And there he stands.
We're getting Frankie to take
Boring.
his place.
You will also see Baron Priyanka, and now this is a very fun one. They're in this bronze salwar suit with gold snake jewelry and matching snake bangles, as you can kind of see like the vibe that they're trying to go for, being like one, doing their divinity, and two, also low key poking at even the snake, that kind of vibe. Nice imagery there. You see Rosemary, you know where Rosemary's wearing her Sunday best, and then you see the last Baron, Marcus. Marcus, now they're an Asian man, in a suit. Asian man. Fuck no. They're they are an Asian masculine person. They're non-binary. Fucking hell, ruined that. Anyways, in a suit with the print of the Sistine Chapel on it. So the inside, the dress shirt though is like, that like it's like a nice like blue to like complement the actual print of the suit. But the print of the suit itself is like that, like the Sistine Chapel painting.
Are
okay?
the
Their hair
fingers that
is-
are touching at the button?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. And their hair is slicked back to look wet. That kind of look. And also very on point with acrylic nails at this point. Perhaps Rosemary and Marcus went to the same nail salon place. You never know. You never know which Baron likes each other and which one doesn't. And they're all standing behind. Well, with Rosemary's a little bit to the front, so it's not really like behind in a straight line, but more like a curve. So you can see all the Barons in their glory. But Rosemary is a little bit more front centered because it is her party after all. And then in the center, with the light cue and everything just showing on, is the great Madame Marilyn Ma herself. You see this Asian woman in a flowy white halter neck dress with this black fur shawl, just kind of draped on her shoulder, like not on her shoulders, sorry, off her shoulders, around her elbow area. She has these black Tahitian pearls, like the earrings, the necklace, the ring, the bracelets. Everything is like so perfect, and then classic Louis Vuitton heels as well, and she makes it very prominent to kind of show with like sticking one leg out, so you can tell where all this glitz and glamour actually comes from. She looks simple, but she looks rich and regal at the same time, and her hair is blonde and styled to look like Marilyn Monroe. if you know a bit about Marilyn specifically, Mommy would 100% know. Marilyn is very obsessed with Marilyn Monroe. So the hair kind of namesake happens to be relatively the same. She holds up this bedazzled microphone. This is her personal microphone. It has a big M on it, like an MM thing going on. The signature. She turns it on and she goes, "Welcome, guests, honored guests. Thank you for joining us here tonight. It is, let me use this pen. It is truly a special night for all of us to be humbled in the presence of such regalness. Thank you, Barons, for showing up tonight, for helping sponsor this amazing, wonderful party that we never surely forget. The party of the century, if I do add cue laughter. And then, like some people laugh. Yes, yes, yeah. Rich people jokes. And then she clears her throat just a little bit and goes, "Now as much as I would like to take up all of your time, it is not my day. I would like to introduce you
once.
all." She looks at you like she doesn't have the same sense as you do. She looks at you, but continues talking. God, what the fuck was I saying? This is me. Introduce you all to the birthday girl, Mary Santos. And then cue the fucking weekend again. All right, Die
God
For
damn
You
it.
plays in the background, and there is a small stairway that it was always there. I just didn't point it out because the piano was way more important for me to point out. But it's a nice curving arc of a stairway, and you see this young as in her face looks quite baby faced actually, but you can tell this is a woman. This young Filipino girl comes down walking slowly on purpose so you can see her beautiful baby blue gown with light shimmers of gold, and sitting on her chest is this fat red ruby necklace which mimics a classical heart. And her hair is down, but like the loose curls down, nice and poofy. Everything about her is just regal, and she's having a princess moment, honestly. And right sitting on her head is this golden halo crown. Is she mimicking the Virgin Mary? Maybe, but at least she's on point. It's her theme. It's her party. She comes. There's clapping. A couple of whistles, especially from her clan, and then flower petals on cue rain down as she takes her last few steps, and just it's poses, picks up her her skirts and bows, and just it's her moment. It's her center of attention moment. This goes on for some time before she makes it all the way up to the stage, which, by the way, everybody has to part for her like the fucking Red Sea as she walks up all the way up slowly. Music, the song base, this is a 3-minute song. It takes all 3 minutes for her to get there onto the stage, and when she gets on the stage, she doesn't even bother taking Marilyn, or she pulls out her own and goes, "Thank you all for coming. This is great." Next we have some other. My mother walked in the middle of the stream. What's up?
Howdy.
I'm doing something I can't talk right now. I'll talk later. Sorry.
That was Rosemary and the child for real.
That was yep. She came in, she sat
art
down,
mimics
she went
life.
like this, she did this. So this.
Oh.
Now I have to remember what I was saying.
Here's the floor.
Yeah, yeah. She greets you all basically same way, and then goes, now if you will all join me in the next room, we have the gift unveilings, plus a few other things, including a dance number. Yeah! And when she goes, yeah, her entire faction goes, yeah, like at the same time. Very supportive bodyguard service is the best way.
You guys turn
And,
around, you see after the flowers like kind of trickle down, Chester's by the wall, just like.
When
Are
she
you allergic to roses or something?
It's the thing. Fangs bared. Please continue.
everybody's getting pushed. Well, not yet. The barons and all get to go first. As well as Rose, Mary, and Mary. Just all of them get to go before you do. Chester, you in particular will get greeted by Mary. Mary specifically calls you Kuya, and is happy to see you.
Yeah. I pretty much like I avoid the petals and the flowers, and I just like, yeah, I kind of like meet them halfway. Happy name day, embrace day.
You can just say birthday, Kuya.
Happy birthday. You have to do the flowers.
Of course. You know how much money is going to this? Better milk everyone dry.
Of course. We're moving
That's my
over,
special-
right?
Yeah, it is, and it's my special day, so you better take me, like, to there. I'm not gonna go out by myself. I don't want to go by myself.
And I kind of like offer my arm.
And she's like, thank you. You didn't have to, and like takes your arm and everything.
Hey,
It's the
even though you're deathly allergic to peanuts, can you please eat peanut butter for me for my birthday?
you're kind of like killing the vibe if you joke. I'm like,
and yeah, like I think he mutters under his breath, and Umami definitely hears this because of the heightened senses. It's like, and Malkavians aren't that bad, and like Malkavians aren't that much bad. I miss them. While I'm like walking them over to like the next room.
You will be entering the room with her as well, by the way, and you will specifically have to take her straight up to the stage. And then if you try to leave, she will whine. So you're not gonna stand on the stage with her. You can stand off the stage and stuff, like where Rosemary will specifically also be standing and whatnot, and Marilyn will also be there too. But she will whine like a lot.
Yeah,
and I can
do.
start doing that if you want.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm probably gonna just like be there.
So there is that. Marilyn, though, to you, Umami, when she sees you, will look at you, look all over you, like she's straight up like assessing your outfit too, and just goes, I appreciate the gloves actually.
You better appreciate the whole fucking suit. It was Alexander McQueen.
But what season? No, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Now it's my. You have to take her too.
Let's go.
And she's gonna talk your ear off about something. What is it? I truly believe that we both choose to not believe it, or to listen to it. It's dealing with brands, and it's minor idle gossip of like who looks like who. The best way to put it is that she goes full on mean girl at this point. She's like, so Did you see what she was wearing? Does
I
she
saw.
not know the theme? Did you see what Max? Whatever.
Honestly, I'm the most mad about him. I am the most mad about him. Out of anyone else. You're the Baron and you can't afford clothes?
He imported that suit from Italy. Little
Fuck
Italy,
Italy.
maybe. Fuck. You know, like it's like full on like Mean Girl shit that's happening. You though are given the option of if you want to stay in the back of like off stage or if you want to leave. Like leave as in go sit.
I want to mention to Marilyn, hey, there's like some fuckers with wrong paperwork. Do you know anything about it? There's a huge heavy fucking thing that's set off Bear. Like it's full of bear piss or something. Like something like marked its territory on it, and Bear was fully mad about it.
Bear like the trucker.
Yeah.
Okay, no wait, what packet? And then she turns the corner and sees the packet and she goes, "What the fuck is that?"
We're on the same page. I was like, that can't be something that Marilyn would willingly make two poor fucking pieces of shit just lug across the stage. That's crazy.
I haven't looked at the. I mean, I haven't looked at the inventory because why would I? But like, I'm fairly. Whose gift is that actually? Who?
The only name on it is Santos, and I can't just be Rosemary's.
It's not, and it's definitely not one of her other children. Only 4 or 5 of them showed up.
So
But
maybe it was addressed to Rosemary.
Maybe, but then why would it be here? You know, it's
maybe it's that thing. Maybe it's that thing where like if you go to your like the child's birthday party, like really like truly a baby, you still have to also maybe give a little bit to the parent to be full respectful. But like that looks like full shit. Looks like a box of shit just wrapped up in random Halloween paper.
not gonna lie, I'm a little peeved. She's very upset. You know her long enough to know this. She's upset. She's not someone who likes it when her plans get ruined. She's a little not flexible in that way. But in this case, this is for a party. She loves parties. This is ruining the party for her, like immediate. In that kind of bratty way.
Yeah.
And she just goes, I did not spend the prime years of my fucking mortal life building railroads, meeting disgusting people to show up having this lavish lifestyle that I do now because I worked hard. The biggest party of the century to be ruined by a rectangle, an off-season one.
So I'm gonna just keep trying to figure out what's going on with it. You keep doing your thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And if anyone talks about this present, I mean, oh god, everyone's gonna talk about this present. We can't squash this, can we? A little too late.
We can maybe pretend that it's a table.
Such an ugly table.
I know.
If she could perspirate. If she would be perspirating.
It's just the thing is that's already on the stage. I'm so
over it. I'm so over it after this.
I know.
I might need another. We're going on vacation after this. No ifs, ands, I don't give a shit. I'm stressed.
Okay. I'll work it into your if Umami truly had a scroll, they would just like unravel like a 100 fucking thing. But I think it's just like a like maybe a little PDA or like a tablet that I have that's just like full of stuff. I'll try to fit it in.
Yep, and that's what's happening. For the other two who do not have, you technically do have connections with your barons. And so I don't know if you would like to say anything to them, but I will say, Marcus will definitely greet you, Bear, and just be like, "It's nice seeing you." Give you like a nice nod, like he's like genuinely glad you showed up. One of those things, and unless you want to say anything else, they will have to leave. They don't make you go take them though. Don't worry.
They're so nice. But Bear, I think, does kind of like catch their shoulder as they start to turn away and head in and go, listen, I know that I'm not working your bodyguard shift today, but there's something going on in one of those gifts. Something that I don't like. So just keep your wits about you, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Thanks. And
You know me. I was trying to help.
They will go in. They do have their own little a couple bodyguards, of course. These barons don't go without an entourage, is the best way to put it. Whether it's bodyguards or like bitches. Like it's they got someone. And so you will see Marcus kind of nod to their little entourage. They were all close enough to hear. Personal space in this particular moment is a little difficult considering the crowd. But that you've been acknowledged. And for you, Frankie, you get to see Maximilian stroll up with on his arms. You would know this is his new thin blood wife. Which I have a little description. So you already know, exactly who Stephanie Young is. Asian woman's currently wearing a sleeveless, high-necked golden dress with wing pattern designs, and on her like makeup she's got like the little feathery wings design going on too. Sort of like, I guess you could say, mimicking angels as well. But she's on his arm. He's got a hand around her waist. This is his wife. And he'll give you like a nice attaboy look towards you, like, you're here. Nice.
Yeah, I kind of go in for like a firm handshake, and I'm just like, "Hey, Max, it's good seeing you." Yeah,
it's good seeing you too. Like,
this must be the new. That's the new wife. I don't think we met before. My name's Frankie Tomato. You might have heard of me.
She takes like a moment to recognize you and goes, like, the Frankie Tomato?
Yeah, I don't look anything like the guy on the logo. That's like a cute thing that we do. But yeah, it's me. I mean, most people here know me by the blood that we that we deal with. But you might know me by my my buffet, my Italian buffet.
Definitely the buffet part. No idea about the blood part, but hey, at least I can still enjoy your food.
Yeah. You guys should come by sometime. On the house.
All right. Honestly, I'd love to get a picture with you later. That's kind of insane. Can we take pictures? Still?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, can we?
The answer is, for me,
up?
yes. The answer is yes.
Can we show
yes.
up?
You have a fucking fun fact. You have there's a social media app that is only known to vampires.
Vampire Diaries?
No, I don't want to get sued. It's Fangstagram.
Instagram. That's good. Sorry, Vampire Freaks. That's what I was thinking of. That's the one, the real one, where all the real vampires go.
So, like, do you have influencer outlets? You have tons of them, but like, you totally can take pictures. It's just no one's told this girl yet.
Yeah, we can get a photo later. I think maybe not during this. I don't know what's going on. Some I don't know when this ceremony part ends. Some dancing happening, but when we get a minute, sure.
It's gonna go all night.
Oh God.
Yeah, I've been to a few of these. Though not, I guess the vampire kinds. They usually go for several hours. It's a party. It's like a Sweet 16, but you're 18.
Yeah, you see him like keep checking his watch. He's like, all right, it's good to know. Jeez.
And before you can really say anything else, the Baron will clear his throat and just go, "We gotta go. So nice seeing you again, Frankie." And we'll just leave. Of course, we'll take his wife, of course, but like, it's a very abrupt, not so nice leave. And now the rest of you can file in. Now here's where I'm gonna ask, because 2 of you were forced to the back, like backstage. The other 2, you probably can't get backstage, but you can choose to where you want to sit if you even want to sit. This is like an auditorium.
Bear's gonna be by the back for sure, like in the back of the auditorium. I honestly don't even know if they sit. I think they're probably standing in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll post up beside Bear. Just be like, hey, he's taboo things. It's kind of interesting.
Interesting. See if that shitty little box decides to explode or not.
Yeah, well, hopefully not. We'll see.
Unfortunately, Mr. Tomato, I think you may or may not be getting your fight tonight.
Hey, well, I'm glad I'm on your side, right? Right?
Stand behind me. For now.
Yeah, I kind of post up next to Bear and just observe. Since it's my first time in one of these things, I'm very curious at how they go. And I'm curious if anyone's drinking my wine. Or my red.
Well,
My Eglinton Gold.
yeah, shut up.
It's from Toronto, you know.
What is
Eglinton.
that?
Yeah.
Like, is this is
Eglinton
that a
is
Toronto
street.
thing?
It's a street.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
I used
That
to
has
live.
been
I used
under
to live on
construction
Eglinton.
for like over a decade, and they keep saying it's gonna be done, and it's never gonna be done.
Motherfucker, I lived on Kennedy in Eglinton. I was in the middle of it. Trains and
You can't go
constructions.
anywhere.
Oh yeah, I was landlocked. I'm still landlocked in a completely different street with trains, but like, this motherfucker Eglinton. Like I said, if vampires are real, wouldn't be caught dead near them. It's let alone Eglinton. What are you gonna do? Move. The sun will rise by the time you move from one place to another. It's no by
true.
night. Like,
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah, there's the reason he kind of calls it the Eglinton Gold, I guess, because Eglinton, I guess, is a bit of a nice area. A lot of older people, a lot of retired people, a lot of just old people walking their dogs. So it's the Eglinton Gold. That's what he's calling this wine.
Oh my god.
The little Toronto flair in there for you.
Yeah. So, you're all filed in. You are all met like kind of immediately again with the mic noise as more talking kind of starts. And this part is kind of filled in with your general, like, Marilyn is the host, so she kind of introduces you again, reintroduces you to people. Rosemary will come on and kind of profess just how proud she is of her child. And you do not need to make any rolls to know that this sire-child relationship is quite genuine. This is a very motherly feeling that you get. Like, you gotta maybe perhaps go back way when the last time you might have felt it. But you feel it. The room is quite warm, actually. It's very wholesome. How happy she is to have Mary in her life. And Mary, the same. Despite, especially Chester, you would know, despite her going, haha, I'm gonna milk every fucker here, she loves her mom. For however long you've been working here, you know that they are thick as thieves, and she straight up calls her mom everything. Like, she loves her sire, loves her mom, and of course she loves her back. It's vice versa. And then a dance number happens. Rosemary has a costume change right on the stage. that big poofy dress, pulls it down, bam! It's like really nice, like leggings and shit, right?
This shit's giving me PTSD. I've been in one of these. I've been in several. Oh my God.
I actually had to dance in one when I was 18. Yeah.
I got forced to dance in one of my friends, and nobody told me. Bro. You'll see some of her other friends. You can assume other kindred, and probably most of them from the same clan, also appear in matching outfits. Some of them are the security intel. They're all wearing those nice big crosses. The crosses come out. They're using it. It's a prop. Ta-da! It was a dancing prop the whole time. It's a nice. It's really fun. It's actually, I have no idea. Maybe you guys could roll to cringe if you want, but it's super fun for them. They choreographed in everything. It's like, I don't know, fucking Beyonce Single Ladies comes up at some point. Like it's in everything. It's a medley of a song. It's a fun thing for them. And then you have Rosemary on the side, like fucking Kris Jenner, like yeah, like enjoying it. Well, like, it's a time, this little dance number. And then presents. You see, each Baron kind of shows up, gives her a gift. Maximilian gives her like a fucking savings bond type of thing. Real boring looking gift. Marilyn gives her a beautiful necklace. Like straight up, like this thing auction worthy. Like one of those things, fat like jewels, since that seems to be, or at least on her guess, that it seems to be what Mary likes. Marcus gives her like the equivalent of the latest phone, and Priyanka will give her like tickets, like concert tickets. So it's like it's like, you know, it's different gifts that you'd suspect. Some people here, it looks others it's like maybe they just had it on hand, or you know, every kid needs savings for their birthday, you know, all those things. And then comes wheels in, almost. No, not wheeled in, I'm sorry. The curtain opens a little bit more, and everyone can now see the giant box. If you'd like to make
Yes.
thank you. If you'd like to make composure awareness, I will also allow for intelligence and insight. Basically choose one. Composure and awareness would be what everyone's feeling. Like, what does the theater feel? Everyone in the theater. And intelligence, insight is specific people. I would even say just all the barons. So if you're close enough, like, you can just hit them all. Or if you want a specific thing, you can also hit the specific thing.
That's for all of us, right?
Yeah, everyone can roll. Just tell me which one you want.
I went with intelligence insight, and I got a messy critical with 5 successes.
I got.
Mhm. Sorry. Go ahead.
I got 2 successes on the crowd.
2 on the crowd.
I also did intelligence insight, and I got 3 successes. Tough crowd.
Yeah, I did composure awareness, and I got a crit failure on my hunger die.
Your rolls today.
How many is your total though?
On one.
This is really.
My total is only 1 success other than that.
The only
So you
roll
get
is
you
moving
get a
box.
hunger. You get a hunger. Would I be able to also add my aspects to this?
Yes.
Aki. Okay, let
Yeah,
me roll
absolutely.
really quick. So it might be more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just one more. So 3 successes on the crowd.
3 successes on the crowd. Frankie did 3 for insight, right? And messy critical for Chester. Mhm.
With a total
Okay.
of 5.
Total 5. Thank you. And so let's do Bear first. Bear. Perhaps it was from your previous encounter. You haven't had time to process it. Perhaps you are also thinking, damn, that was some fucking good shrimp. Because you didn't get those shitty baby ones. You got those big fat ones. You
Tiger
get those
prawns.
Yeah, you got the kind that would in fact you would believe if they punched like at the speed of light, you would believe that. They're big enough to be like, that's threatening. There's like a specific crab
Pistol
that punches
spr-
at the
it's
speed
a-
of light. Yeah.
it's a pistol
Yeah.
sprint.
Yeah. That's what I'm referencing, okay? But like it could be so many different factors, but you're fucking hungry. And maybe you got lost in the dance number too. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of emotions, you know?
I think that seeing that very close bond between a sire and her child, like, set something off inside Bear. Like, there was something there that kind of like pulled really, really, really taut, and then like something inside just kind of twinged, I think.
Either way, makes you a little hungry, I would say. But I mean, it's not like you didn't feast before, so you just going back. So it's just sort of like it went right through you. Probably will need to eat again. That's all. Plenty of
I have a
food.
high metabolism.
Yeah. You're so big with all those muscles, right? You gotta feed the muscles.
It's true.
Okay, Frankie, do you have a specific person you want to insight check, or is it just like the general barons, people on the stage?
I guess people closest to the box I'd be curious about.
Okay.
I guess.
Then I'm gonna loop yours in with Chester's now that
Yeah,
I kind of know. For you, Umami, crowd, some of them have seen this box before. You can definitely tell that. I mean, it was so they're not like surprised, but they're kind of like intrigued. It's time for the big box. But as you kind of like focus, you can kind of tell when the mood shifts a bit. They go from intrigued to weary. And you also feel that, I think. You feel uneasy. And you're not sure why. And you can't pinpoint why either. But you definitely know you're not alone in this weird feeling. Could be stress, could be fatigue, could straight up be sound fatigue. You guys were like right there. But you do feel it from other people too. So you're not alone in this. It's kind of weird. Now this one will loop a bit of Frankie and Chester's, but I will go very in for you, Chester. Though for your messy critical, do you have anything specific you'd like to do, or would you say stuff and then you figure it out from there?
The roses.
I'll probably figure it out from there.
Okay, awesome.
The roses are a good idea too. I'll probably figure it out. I'll wait for the info.
So were from the side that you're standing, the barons have seen the box already. And again, not a surprise. Frankie, you can also deduce, not a surprise. Intrigued. That is definitely what you also get. All of you get intrigued, honestly. And Frankie, for you, where it stops is you notice Stephanie, who's also, she's standing behind her husband, so she's not really seen, but she pokes her head out to kind of grab his arm. Not grab in a violent way, but grab in a concerned way, like kind of just like, what's going on kind of vibes. And that's sort of maybe what you choose to focus on, since you recognize them. And they're easily recognizable for you, at least. Chester, you see this. You can hear it, too. She feels she looks, I should say, she looks scared. Like, scared is the best way to put it. The barons themselves are all actually, they get more and more confused, and Rosemary is putting up this wonderful poker face of like, wow, what a big present. But you know, she has no idea what the fuck this is or where it got here. She didn't even see it, actually. Perhaps she's the one that's the most surprised, but you know, it's not hers. You heard from straight up Maryland, it's not hers. And the rest of the barons seem genuinely confused. Or, in Stephanie's case, scared. The only person who seems probably a little bit more excited is the birthday girl herself, who is in center stage with Marilyn. Marilyn being kind of like the hostess, she has to be there. And then the two humans you saw kind of like wheel. They're standing on ladders to help open the box, like the lid of the box together. What's your messy critical make you look like or do?
I'm just double checking it. Sorcery. You start to see him kind of like twitch a little bit and kind of like have this weird kind of like tick from his like on his like right hand, and you're starting to see some static electricity to kind of like form, and he starts to like stand in front of the birthday girl.
So you're going on stage?
Not on stage, but like while they're on stage, relatively in front. Like, you know, like while I'm still at the bottom of the stage.
Okay, you're at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
like
I see.
so it's like instinctively just standing in front of them, but like not able to, and kind of like in a protective mode, and I think Umami probably gonna hate me because you're probably the closest. Gonna roll intelligence and blood sorcery.
You summon a visage of the baby Jesus.
No. Even worse. So I just needed to, your tablet discharges and is fried. I'm sorry.
Not the Samsung Galaxy Tab 8A.
I made this tablet with my own hands.
Jesus.
And this had all of the plans with Marilyn on it, so it's fine. Keep going.
That happens.
I recalled those ones, I thought.
Oh shit. You're Mary, who I guess she gives off little sister vibes. Whether or not you consider that is completely up to you. But she it's not like she didn't like completely embrace you to the family. She calls you brother, right? So she's familiar with you. She's comfortable with you. She will look at you doing your thing and for like a second kind of want to, like, you can tell it's like she's confused, like maybe she's confused, maybe worried, like about you, maybe about what's gonna happen. She's not sure. And then Marilyn decides to keep going because the show must. She says, so this is from Santos. What a lovely family gift, maybe. Wow. Let let's see what's inside. Yeah, just awkward clapping, to get the vibe back up and away from Chester. And just a little cue is given, like a hand wave is given to. They open the lid of the box, and just as you thought, every side falls open, except for the back. And the two sides, actually, just the front side falls open. Everything else stays relatively upright. And out crawls what can only be described as a monster. A creature with elongated limbs and thick triangular claws, all forcibly pointed to the tips of their fingers and forward. The body is hairless and human, but the limbs are thick and full of fur. And then you look at the face and you think, a sloth? And before Mary can do anything, this creature at an unforeseen speed slashes her with such a force that she spins on her heels. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Blood circling the room. Chester, you get a faceful as you watch as the birthday girl has these gaping wounds, her jaw barely hanging in place as she takes a couple steps back, tries to turn to her mother, who is also caked in her child's blood, watching as her daughter falls down and bleeds out. From the back, where Bear and Frankie are standing, there is a door covered by the curtains, which is actually a fire hazard. But it's also a hazard as it springs open, the curtains ripping, and something else comes out. Another creature, perhaps worse. Perhaps not, actually. Let's see. Big, just not as big as the sloth monster, but pretty big, fat, and missing chunks of its skin covered in fur and then covered in scales, with a unnecessarily off-putting head. It's sort of like a big baby. It's human, but it's not. But the snout, half of, is a bear's. Not this bear, but the animal bear. And then the rest is a person. And it kind of stands like this, which is a little funny, until you realize it just grabs people sitting in the back row by their head. One rips off, the other gets pulled up by their hair, and it just chomps down, biting a whole half out from the arm to the side and letting all the blood and gore spray around. There is panic now. And then from the last door, the door that most people came in from, another figure this time enters. I won't say they actually enter. It's more like they open the door, stand in front of it. And you notice it was the hot Lucifer statue piano player. And you see them close the door and firmly lock it. And I think we can end here.
Of course, of course.
Jesus.
Every day I must suffer. Every day I must suffer. God damn.
I can't wait.
She's fine, right? She's fine. She's taking
maybe.
a nap. It's Been a long night.
She just needs to lie down a little bit.
Yeah. Just had a little too much to drink.
It's a
Right,
flush
right.
wound. It's totally
Yeah.
great.
It's a flush wound.
Yeah. Hey, this is what happens at every taboo thing, right?
Well, just
Now, what
you
the
have-
who goes?
I do have one more thing, though. This
no.
this is a nice closer. Technically, we end your ability, to continue on here, but somewhere in the 2 other floors of this lovely 3-floored party, we can pan this camera. The audience can see. Your elevator is once pristine with a cleaner bellhop. It's now coated in blood. That poor bellhop in pieces.
No.
Your beautiful heavenly gated doors covered with handprints, bloody handprints. Somewhere further up beyond, you can hear perhaps a screech or a cry, but it's actually laughter. The kind of laughter you may hear from a hyena. And somewhere far, far beyond, and by beyond I mean still in the building, but I'm not telling you where, you hear the clattering of many, many footsteps. Almost uniformed, actually. I'll give you that. That's it.
Ready or not.
Ready or not. Ha ha ha.
I wish it
Okay,
was
I
the
didn't need
gargoyle.
to be more stressed. I didn't
And then
need
Frankie
to be
wakes up and it
more
was all a
stressed.
dream.
Thank
Fuck.
you all. As you can tell, I have left them in distress. And perhaps I left you in distress, so you know what? Join us next week and be in more distress. Or at least have things answered. Does Marion live? Does the rest of them live? Who knows? Why don't we take it off? Everybody else can just say your name, where we can find you. We'll go in reverse order because I actually wrote down the first order. So, when you're ready, see.
I am a broken man. Hello, everyone. My name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at PieSharpArt. If you liked what I did here tonight, you'll like what I do other places when I'm not being harassed by Aki pulling wild hard GM moves. Love it, though. Truly love it. You can always find me on Transplaner. Although we are making a lot of hiatus content right now, lots of cool things to be announced coming up. So if you don't already follow Transplaner, please do so. Specifically tomorrow, our epilogues for our first campaign, The Second Stranger, are dropping on YouTube. We are not streaming them because it's technically like 5 hours worth of content. So that will be in 2 parts on YouTube tomorrow, dropping at 8 a.m. So use the day to watch them if you'd like. And that is the culmination of our 3-year-long campaign. So check that out if you'd like. And with that, I'll pass it in reverse order down to Joe, I think.
Yeah. I have been Josephine. I'm at Scary Dog Friend. I have been your Malkavian friend, Umami. God damn it. You can find me on Monsterfuckers Anonymous, someplace to be as far as my podcast things goes. E2 by Night. News about that very soon. Fuck.
I guess that's my cue. Hi, I'm Fabs. I'm head fucker over here. In Bad House. You can find me here and at Rockets and Pens. On the Twitters, it's Bad House RPG. Catch me on Thursdays while I storytell a story down south, south from here, in New York, in Ashes of New Amsterdam, which is a mage campaign, not a vampire campaign, where I traumatize my players less Um, actually, no, it's funny. They have the thorn crown of Jesus Christ. It's fucking hilarious. Anyway, but yeah. And again, 81 by Night news soon. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it to Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris Tung. Most people know me as one of the co-founders of PinkCity.ca, which is an anime gaming streetwear brand from Toronto, Canada. That's right, kids, Toronto. If you are in Toronto, which hopefully some of you are, we're actually doing a Comic-Con after party next Saturday. Comic-Con's happening already. I also do some TTRPG stuff on the Super Jenny Dudes channel. It's a comedy TTRPG podcast. Right now, every Mondays and Tuesdays, we are dropping our new show, Blink Space Blues, which is a neo-noir Lancer show that is inspired by Cowboy Bebop and Gundam, and very, very cool. Mondays, we live stream the episodes, and then Tuesday, they drop online. Probably the coolest thing I've ever done. I mean, I'm really using my film degree to make this as high production as possible. You know, there's special effects, explosions, music, art, all the cool stuff. So check that out if you're into anime-esque things. Yeah, see you guys are here next week.
And hello, I'm Aki, the traumatizer. You can find me all over the Twitterverse at Akinomi_art, where I do a lot of things, too many things. But if you are interested in like me being a player and streaming, you can catch me at D's channel, where I am playing on the Miss Lost campaign. I am a bunny bard necromancer, or a bunomancer. So like, am I still doing weird shit there? Yeah, probably. I make pocket sand for a living. So like, yeah, go check there, and then go check all the other things I do. But like, to do that, you need to follow me. Ha ha ha. Look at me, guys. I'm gonna
Huh.
That all said, yeah, join us next week, where we will be facing off against well, I really hope you don't start facing off against kind of
We'll
fuck
see.
you over. Let's see what happens.
I need you to
We
know
established
that
one
you
of us has
described-
strength stats, and that's it.
You described all of this, and in my head, Bear said, "I want to fight that." So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to. All 3 exits.
Anyway,
Yeah.
again, Saturday, Sunday, it's daylight savings, so follow us for updates, and also stick around. We're gonna be going to Transplanar after this for a raid. In Joe, take it away, just do it.
Bye.
See?